everybody, welcome back. You'll notice I'm in a bit of a different setting today, and there's good reason for that. I'm showcasing another fine new product from my good friends over at Mission Engineering. And this one is the 529M USB PD power converter. Now you might ask what it is. Well, this little device is a little tiny 1 ounce device about the size of a 9-volt battery that will allow us to power things such as our Pod Go, our HX Stomp, and just about any pedal you can imagine or series of pedals you can imagine with something like this, a USB PD battery pack. And that's very important that the battery is a USB PD battery for it to work properly with the 529M. So the 529M is very unique in that it allows us the ability to switch voltages. So there's 5 settings on a little wheel at the back here, and I don't know how well that's going to show up. But setting number 1 will allow it to power 6-volt pedals. Setting 2 will be for 9-volt. Setting 3 will be for 12-volt. Setting 4 will be for 15-volt. And setting 5 will be for 18-volt. Now, today I'm going to be using it to show you how I can power my Line 6 Pod Go. Very simple, very easy setup. The output of this is center negative, okay, like the vast majority of pedals I would say out there. And the power input is a USB-C cable. So I'm going to show you what you're going to need to have at your disposal to be able to power something like the Pod Go with this. But keep in mind, you can also daisy chain off of this and power multiple pedals. The 529M is capable of outputting 3,000 milliamps or 3 amps of power. So it's a real powerful little device that's going to be able to power a lot of devices if need be. So let's get to work on powering our Pod Go. I've got a 10,000 milliamp USB PD battery right here. You'll see that it has a USB-C, which is what's going to be required. Now, I did a test with a couple different batteries. I have a couple different ones here. This is a 26,800 milliamp hour battery, I believe. And I did a test with this last night, and I let the Pod Go run on it. And the Pod Go ran for about 7.5 hours, and the battery still had about 20% life. So I'm guessing you're looking at maybe 9 hours of a battery like this. The 10,000 milliamp battery, I was able to seem to get about 3.5, maybe 4 hours. It died when I wasn't in the room, so I don't really know exactly how long, but it's still gonna give you a little bit of time to really work away. So I'm set up here, not really close to any convenient power source. I have my laptop, I have my Pod Go, I have a battery. Well, what else do I need? Let's take a look here. So I have a bit of a daisy chain going on here for my power cables. Now, I also have a True Tone CS7 that I use, and these are the cables from that, but these cables can be acquired from anywhere really that sells these types of things. So this is just a standard power cable. What comes with the True Tone is a special Line 6 cable. It's the green end. And what that does is it changes the barrel size to fit the different barrel size of a lot of the Line 6 devices. But the only problem with this is it also reverses the polarity from center negative to center positive, which we do not want. So we also need this little cable for this particular situation, which is a polarity reverse cable. So what happens is I grab this and I say, okay, I'm going to reverse the polarity from the center negative coming out of the 529M. Then I'm going to put in the center positive cable, which is going to reverse it back to center negative and give me the proper barrel connector. So that's it. I mean, you could also just find a cable that goes into the proper barrel connector that's center negative, and it's going to work as well. So I can plug that into my 529M here. And then I am going to plug this side into my Pod Go right here. And that should be all set. I'm going to take my battery, I'm going to take my USB-C cable, which is USB-C to USB-C. I'm going to plug that into my USB Type-C PD output on my battery pack. I'll just place that over there. I will plug that into the USB-C on the 529M as such. Here's my Pod Go. I'm going to try to hold it up to see if we can get this powered up, and let's see what happens. Right away, I flick the switch and it is booting up as I would hope. And there we have it. Our Pod Go is powered up. Now, like I said, on this battery pack, I'm gonna get probably 3.5, 4 hours out of this. I have my laptop, which isn't plugged in. No need for any external AC source whatsoever. So, works great. Now, some folks might say, well, what if I want to power more things off of that? Well, like I said, you can use a daisy chain cable and power as many devices as you can off of 3 amps of power. You may run into noise problems when combining different pedals because they're not isolated power outputs. But in talking to my friends at Mission, they also told me that if you set this to 18 volts, this could be used to power something like a Dunlop brick power supply, which is a DC powered power supply, which requires 18 volts. So you would get a whole bunch of outputs off of that as well. So that's another option, and that's a really, really cool feature of the 529M, is that it can power any other up to 18 volt DC power supplies out there. Okay, so we're set up here. I'm gonna fire up Reaper. Let's see how this is working and sounding and if it actually is functioning the way we want it to. All right, so I've got the Pod Go powered up with the 529M and my battery pack. I've got Reaper running here on my laptop. The Pod Go is set up with it. I've got my beautiful new Vigier Excalibur Special guitar, and I've got my Line 6 Marketplace Still of the Snake Pod Go preset. Let's see what happens. Seems to work amazing. So this is a really, really cool product, again, from my friends over at Mission Engineering. They make amazing products all around. The 529M is the predecessor to their previously released 529HC, which doesn't require a battery with the PD standard, and it delivers up to 2,000 milliamps just at 9 volts. And it is a center negative output as well. So another fine product. So you have your choices with them. You can get one 529M for $75, or you can bundle 2 of them together for $130 US. Or you can get the 529M Pro Pack, which comes bundled with a battery with other cables for $149 US. So very, very reasonably priced. Excellent little units, excellent build quality, as we've come to expect from the folks at Mission Engineering. So, if you guys are interested in being able to battery power your HX Stomp, your Pod Go, or just about any other device you can imagine, definitely give my friends over at Mission a look, and I think you won't be disappointed with these products. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll be back soon with some more content. Ciao for now.